Hi guys, this is just gonna be another geeky brony video. A little follow-up on the video about my Discord statue, which I have now made into a functional little lamp. And but before we get to that, I also wanted to show you uh, Derpy. Um, because I don't know. I have it's very in Germany. It's very difficult to get this. Uh, so I wanted to show you my little Derpy figure as well, because I don't know. Maybe I'm gonna sell it because I have two. So anyway, difficult to get this out of the box. This is um, this is not made by Hasbro. This is made by Funko, but it's licensed by Hasbro, so it is an official product. And it's well, and naturally, Derpy is difficult to get, and it's not made. This is not made for children. This is it says here, by the way, it says collectible. So this is made as a collectible, like for the fans. It doesn't actually say Derpy, um, but it has a cute little cross-eyed symbol. um, it's a bit, yeah, it's very cute. Um, I love whatever her name is, Derpy, Ditzy. Um, it's difficult to get this out of the box with one hand. Actually, it's impossible. There we go. Well, and I have big hands, so it might appear a little smaller than it actually is. Actually, it's pretty big. It's not like the same size like those normal Hasbro figures. It's much bigger than the normal Hasbro figures. And of course, she's cross-eyed, very cute. She doesn't have any movable parts, and she's very heavy, so it's really more of a collector's item. Uh, and I don't have any original Hasbro figures to compare it to. I only have the self-made, not self-made by me, but, the self-made, the fan-made um, figures that I showed you before, and they are already bigger than the normal Hasbro figures, and Derpy is again bigger than them. So Derpy is I can't compare it to a Hasbro figure, but maybe a Hasbro figure would be like this, that high or something. So Derpy is much bigger than the normal sized Hasbro figures. Uh, and of course she has a cutie mark, the bubbles. Yeah. Okay, so much for Derpy. Um, Now back to the Discord statue. Um, I have now, well, just as you can see, I have added a light bulb and stuff, and I made a switch here, and well, this is I don't know what you call this in English. Anyway, this reduces the current, so I think this is like maybe it's 10 volts or something. So it's not that big and bright, but it's good enough for a night lamp or something. Um, Actually, it's even good enough for reading with this one. Um, yeah, and You can see the wires. I didn't really go into a lot of effort to hide them, but uh, they're not that obvious because they're pretty much the same color as the statue anyway. So, yeah. Um, and then I just made the switch and I got that thingy off eBay. This is like, actually, this is for like miniature trains and stuff like that. So it's like 10 volts. And you can you can like for the normal size, like with the normal sized light bulbs, you can they're different light bulbs, and there are different light bulbs in this size as well. So you can just put in any light bulb that you want. Come on. And this is a red one, just to show you. It's also pretty cool. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So maybe just one more thing, like for those who are wondering. Some of my friends couldn't understand it, because if you look at my other videos, they're usually about very serious topics and not as childish as, ponies. So some of my friends can't understand it. Why now, why I'm into ponies. So I already explained this a little in my previous video. I'm gonna explain it again. For some of, for those people who don't understand it, they just see, it's a children's show. So why are adults into a children's show? Well, I can't speak for the others, but for me, it's like, I explained this previously. It's like Gulliver's Travels. Some people see Gulliver's Travels as a book for children, but it's not. It's like, how to explain this? It's like, for example, some of my videos, I explain about very serious topics, and I explain about, I talked about communism, and sometimes I even got I gotten a little into politics, and I talked about very serious topics. But at certain points, I had to stop, and some of those videos, not many people were watching them, and actually that's a good thing. Because if more people would have watched them or would be watching them, I couldn't say certain things. If you directly say certain things, it's difficult. People can't accept them. They attack you. Because if you directly talk about certain political things, or criticize certain parties. Naturally they will get offended and they attack you. So there's a little trick that you can do, and this is what Jonathan Swift did with Gulliver's Travels. It's just like, write a book for children, but so people see it as a, like Gulliver's Travels, he addresses very serious topics, and he criticizes certain political things. And, well, what he says is the truth, but if he would directly write it directly without the story, without Gulliver going to different islands and putting it into a fictional setting, if he wouldn't do that fictional setting that looks like it's done for children, if he would directly say what he wants to say, then he would have that issue. People would be offended, he would get criticized and stuff. So it's like the jester in the Middle Ages, He's like the only one who can say certain things. He's the only one who could criticize the king and stuff like that. And it's like the same with stories like Gulliver's Travels or Star Trek, and to a certain extent even My Little Pony. There are some things in there for children, and there are some things in there for adults. Not bad things, good things, and things that you could not say if it would not have been a children's show, because some things you can only say in such a fictional manner. And yeah, and I like Discord very much because he's a good example of that. He's basically Q, but well, and you know, if you make stories around Discord and stuff, you can address a lot of serious topics in a way that well, that people can accept easier if you put it in a fictional setting, but it's still, nonetheless, you can still say the truth. And of course, some people will not get it. Some people will just see it as a children's show and will not understand the deeper meaning behind it. But some people will understand it. And I think, you know, most of the bronies, however you pronounce it, they understand it. And that's why they're into the show, because they understand some of the deeper messages in the show. So it's not childish. I think it's much less childish than a lot of the shows for adults. You know, it, you know what I mean. So much for that.